Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Listening Practice Hub. My name is Emma, and I am really happy to spend this time with you today. Please take a slow breath, let your shoulders relax, and let your mind become calm and open. This podcast is created for beginner English learners, A1 and A2 level, who want to improve their listening in a simple, peaceful, and natural way. In this long, 1-hour episode, we will follow one gentle story, a slow morning, a simple day, and the quiet moments that help you learn English step by step. We will walk through the day together. We will notice the small things. We will use easy English, and we will let your brain learn naturally just by listening. So, let's begin our day. The story starts early in the morning. Imagine a quiet room. The sun is not bright yet, but a soft light touches the wall. The air feels cool and fresh. You open your eyes slowly. You take a deep breath. You feel safe, calm, and ready for a new beginning. You sit up in your bed and stretch your arms gently. Your body wakes up little by little. Your mind feels soft, not rushed. You don't think about work, school, or anything stressful. You simply enjoy the quiet morning. You stand up and walk to the window. You open it slowly. A soft breeze enters the room. You hear a bird singing in the distance. You see the sky, light and peaceful. It is a simple morning, but it feels good. You walk to the kitchen. Your steps are slow. The floor feels cool under your feet. Your mind feels relaxed. In the kitchen, you prepare something small for breakfast. Maybe you make tea. Maybe you make coffee. Maybe you take an apple or a banana from the table. The smells are familiar. The moment is quiet. You sit at the table with your warm drink. You touch the cup with both hands. The heat feels nice on your fingers. You look around your kitchen, the chairs, the table, the soft light from the window. A new day is starting. And in this moment, you decide to listen to English. You play this podcast. My voice enters your room. You hear simple English. You follow easy sentences. You understand the world inside the story. This is how your learning begins, not with pressure or fear, but with calmness. You take another sip of your drink. It tastes warm and comforting. You breathe slowly. You feel ready for the next small step. After breakfast, you stand up and clean the table. You wash your cup. You dry your hands. These simple actions feel gentle, almost peaceful. And while you move, the story continues in your ears. You walk to the hallway and put on your shoes. You open the door of your home and step outside. The air feels fresh on your face. The street is quiet. The sky has become a little brighter. You begin to walk. Your steps are slow and soft. You don't hurry. You listen to the sounds around you. A car far away, a leaf moving in the wind, a small bird flying above you. Your ears listen to English at the same time. Your brain connects the world you see with the words you hear. Step by step, you move forward. Word by word, you learn more English. As you walk down the street, you pass by familiar places. A bakery on the corner, a small shop with fruit outside, a quiet house with flowers near the window. Everything looks ordinary, but these details make your world feel warm and alive. You continue walking. Your mind is not stressed. Your body feels light. Your heart feels comfortable. This is the perfect moment to learn. You notice a person walking their dog on the other side of a street. The dog looks happy, moving its tail excitedly. The person smiles softly. It is a simple scene, but it makes you feel connected to the morning. You walk past a small tree. The leaves move gently. The sunlight touches the top branches. The world feels quiet and safe. You continue listening to this podcast. Every sentence enters your ears. Every idea enters your mind. Listening becomes almost automatic. And as you walk, breathe, and listen, something important happens. You are learning English without effort. Your mind opens naturally. Your understanding grows slowly but strongly. You don't force the language. You don't worry about grammar. You don't try to memorize anything. You simply live the moment, and the English grows inside it. You walk a little farther, turning a corner into a peaceful street. The sound of cars becomes softer. The air feels warmer. You continue moving forward. You don't know exactly where you are going, but that's okay. This walk is not about reaching a destination. It is about enjoying the moment and learning through it. Your day has just begun. Your English journey has just begun. And the world around you feels full of gentle possibilities. You continue walking down the quiet street. The morning is still young, and the world around you feels soft and peaceful. The sun is slowly rising now, and the light becomes a little brighter. It touches the walls of the buildings, the leaves of the trees, and the sidewalk beneath your feet. You feel warm sunlight on your face, gentle and comforting. Your steps are slow. Your breathing is calm. Your ears stay focused on the story. Each word enters your mind like a small drop of water entering a peaceful lake. There is no rush. There is no pressure. Just simple walking and simple English. You reach a corner where a small shop stands. The door is open. You hear a soft bell sound as someone walks in. You smell fresh bread from inside. The smell reminds you of your own childhood mornings, soft bread, warm tea, simple breakfast. A warm feeling moves through your chest. You keep walking. A few meters ahead, you see an old man sitting on a bench. He has white hair, a soft smile, and a small book in his hands. He looks peaceful, almost like a part of the morning itself. He lifts his head for a moment and gives you a gentle nod. You smile back. No words are needed. Small moments like these make the morning feel alive. You walk past him and enter a small park. The path inside the park is clean. The grass is bright green. You see a few children playing near a swing. Their voices are soft and happy. A woman sits on a bench watching them, holding a warm cup in her hands. You walk along the path, listening to the birds. Some birds sing quickly. Some sing slowly. The sound mixes with my voice in your ears, creating a simple music, nature and English together. This calm moment helps your mind open even more. Your brain is relaxed. And when your brain is relaxed, language enters more easily. As you continue walking, you notice small details around you. A tree with yellow flowers. A dog sleeping under a bench. Two pigeons walking close to each other. A bicycle leaning against a lamppost. The world is full of little things, and noticing them makes your mind feel awake and aware. You reach a small bridge inside the park. You stop for a moment and look over the side. Below you there is a small stream of water. The water moves slowly. You hear the quiet sound of the water touching the rocks. You watch the reflections of trees on the surface. You breathe deeply. Moments like these make you feel connected to yourself, to nature, and to the gentle rhythm of English in your ears. You continue walking, step by step, letting the peaceful sounds guide you. Your feet move softly. Your thoughts move softly. And the English you hear becomes part of your thoughts. After a few minutes, you see a small wooden bench near a tall tree. You decide to sit for a moment. The wood feels cool under you. The tree gives you shade. You close your eyes for a second, listening to the world. In this quiet moment, you think about your life. You think about where you are now. You think about the small steps you are taking. You think about your English journey. Even if your journey feels slow, you are moving. Even if your steps are small, they are real. And this gentle podcast, this peaceful morning, is part of your progress. You open your eyes and look around again. Everything looks simple. Everything feels calm. Everything moves slowly, like a soft dream. You stand up and begin walking again. A few meters away, there is a small fountain. Water falls gently from the top, making a quiet, calming sound. You walk closer and watch the water move. Tiny drops fall into the pool below. Circles form on the water's surface. The sound is soft, steady, beautiful. You listen for a moment, and then something happens. A small thought appears in English. A simple thought like, "This is a peaceful place." Or, "I like this morning." Or even, "I understand this story." These small English thoughts are important. They show your mind is beginning to think in the language naturally. Not perfectly, not completely, but softly, quietly, like a seed starting to grow under the soil. You walk away from the fountain and follow the path toward the exit of the park. Your body feels more awake now. Your mind feels more open. Your heart feels light. You leave the park and return to the street. The city is starting to wake up. A few more cars pass by. A bicycle rings its bell softly. A person walks quickly to work. Shops are opening their doors. You continue your slow walk. The world becomes more active, but you stay calm inside. Your steps stay soft. Your breathing stays steady. Your attention stays with the story. As you walk down a quiet road, you notice a cat sitting on a wall, watching everything around it. The cat blinks slowly at you. You smile. Small things make a morning feel warm. You walk a little more and think about your English again. You realize you have listened to many minutes of English already. Each sentence simple, each idea gentle, each moment part of a bigger journey. This is how real learning looks. Not fast, not loud, not stressful, but soft, slow, steady, natural. You reach another corner and decide to turn right. This street is even quieter. Trees line the sidewalk. The houses look peaceful. You can hear the distant sound of someone closing a door. You continue walking through this quiet place. Your ears stay open. Your mind absorbs English in the background. The world around you and the language inside your ears start to feel connected, like a single soft experience. And as you take the next step, one thought becomes clear inside you. This day is simple, but full of learning. This moment is small but full of progress, and you are exactly where you need to be. You take another slow step, and the quiet street continues in front of you. The morning air feels a little warmer now. The sun is rising higher, touching the tops of the houses and the roofs of the parked cars. The soft golden light makes everything look calm and gentle. You breathe it in, feeling your body relax even more. You keep walking along the sidewalk. On your right, there is a small garden in front of a house. You see bright flowers, red, yellow, pink, all opening their petals to the morning sun. A butterfly lands on one of the flowers and moves its wings slowly. This small moment makes you smile without even thinking. Your ears stay focused on the simple English you hear. The rhythm becomes part of your steps. Step, sentence, step, sentence. You move through the world while English moves through your mind. You continue for a few minutes until you come to a wooden fence. Behind the fence is a small yard. You notice a child playing with the ball. The child laughs softly each time the ball bounces. A woman stands near the door, watching with a kind smile. The sound of their happiness mixes gently with the peaceful morning. You keep walking. The sidewalk changes from stone to soft dirt. Your steps feel different under your shoes. The sound of your footsteps becomes quieter. You pass a tall tree. Its branches stretch wide above you like open arms. The leaves move slowly in the wind. Light passes through them, creating small patterns of shadow and sun on the ground. You lift your head for a moment, watching the moving leaves. The world feels alive but quiet, active but gentle. You continue forward until you reach another small bench. You decide to sit for a moment again. The bench feels cool. The shade feels comfortable. You take a slow breath, letting your shoulders drop. Your body enjoys resting for a second. A few meters away, you see a woman walking her small dog. The dog moves quickly, sniffing the grass and looking curious about everything. The woman gently pulls the leash and says something soft to the dog. The dog looks up at her and wags its tail. This moment feels sweet and ordinary, the kind of moment you miss when you move too fast through life. You sit quietly and continue listening. Every English word enters your ears like a soft note of music. Some words feel familiar. Some words feel new. But all of them feel safe and calm. After resting for a minute, you stand up again and keep walking. Now you reach a small open area, a tiny square with two benches and a fountain in the middle. The fountain is different from the one you saw earlier. This one is wider, and the water flows in a smooth, steady circle. The sound is soothing, a gentle escape that calms your mind even more. You walk closer and watch the water move. You see your reflection, soft and blurry, in the water's surface. For a moment, you simply stand there, breathing slowly, listening to both the fountain and the English in your ears. You continue on your way. You walk toward a narrow street with tall trees on both sides. The trees form a natural tunnel of shade. The air here feels cooler. You feel as if you are walking through a peaceful green room. A few leaves fall gently from the branches above. One leaf lands near your foot. You pick it up. The leaf is smooth and light. You turn it in your fingers, noticing the lines and tiny shapes across its surface. Small things like this bring you closer to the world around you, and also closer to yourself. You put the leaf back on the ground and continue walking. As you walk through this shady path, you think about your English journey again. You realize something quietly inside you. Learning English is not something separate from your life. It becomes part of each moment you live. Walking becomes learning. Breathing becomes learning. Observing becomes learning. Listening becomes learning. Every step you take carries the language with it. You keep moving forward. At the end of the tree-lined street, you see a small cafe with outdoor tables. A few people are sitting outside, talking softly. You hear pieces of their conversation, not clearly, but gently. Their voices sound warm, friendly, relaxed. You walk past the cafe, but something about the atmosphere stays with you. The idea that life is happening gently everywhere around you. Soon you see a bakery with large windows. Inside, you can see breads on display, long breads, round breads, some with seeds, some with soft golden tops. The smell reaches you even outside the door. It is warm and sweet. You think for a moment and decide to go inside. The sound of a small bell rings as you open the door. The bakery is bright and warm. Two people are standing near the counter. One of them looks at you and smiles politely.
You smile back.
You walk slowly toward the counter. The woman behind the counter asks softly, "Good morning. What can I get for you?" You understand the question immediately. You answer with simple English. "I would like a small piece of bread, please." The woman nods with a friendly smile and prepares it for you. You pay, take the warm bread in a small paper bag, and say, "Thank you." She replies, "You're welcome. Have a nice day." These are easy sentences, but they are real English moments. You used your voice. You understood another person. Another person understood you. You leave the bakery feeling warm inside, not because of the bread, but because of the gentle English interaction you just had. You walk a little farther and find a bench near a row of trees. You sit down again, take a small bite of your bread, and listen to the podcast playing softly in your ears. The morning continues, and so does your learning. Every sound, every step, every breath becomes part of your English journey. You sit quietly, thinking about nothing in particular, just sitting, just eating, just listening, just breathing. This is enough. This is learning. This is progress. And the day is only beginning. You sit on the bench with your warm piece of bread, feeling the soft morning air on your skin. The trees above you move very gently, and the small shadows on the ground dance quietly with the breeze. You take another slow bite of the bread. It is warm, soft, and simple. It feels perfect for this peaceful moment. Your ears stay focused on the English in the podcast. My voice continues at a slow, gentle rhythm. You understand each sentence easily. Some words are new, but they don't scare you. They enter your mind calmly, like tiny leaves floating on water. You look around the small area near the bench. A man sits at the far end reading a newspaper. He wears glasses and turns the pages slowly. A woman walks by holding a small bag of fruit. She moves quietly, not in a hurry. A young boy rides a small scooter near the path, laughing softly as he tries to go faster. Everything feels normal and beautiful in its simplicity. You finish your bread and brush the small crumbs off your hands. You stand up slowly, stretch your shoulders, and start walking again. Your steps feel comfortable. Your breathing feels calm. Your mind feels open. You leave the small bench area and return to the wider path. The sun shines through the trees, creating a gentle pattern of light on the ground. It almost looks like golden drops scattered on the sidewalk. As you walk, you hear birds again. This time their sound is a little louder. Maybe more birds are awake now. Maybe they are calling each other. Maybe they are greeting the morning, just like you did earlier. Their sound mixes with the English in your ears. Nature and language blend together into a peaceful melody. You turn right into a smaller street. It is quieter than the earlier ones. Only a few houses line the road. Each house has a small garden or some flowers in front. You look at the flowers and notice soft colors: purple, white, pink, blue. Small colors, small moments, small beauty. Your steps are slow and steady. You think about the story you have been listening to, your own peaceful morning, your walk, the bakery, the fountain, the birds. All of this is part of your English practice now. Your mind connects the images you see with the English you hear. This is how real learning happens. You walk past a house with an open gate. Inside the yard, you see a man watering his plants. He looks calm, focused on the green leaves. The water falls gently from the watering can. Some of the drops fall on the ground and create small dark spots on the soil. He looks up for a moment and smiles at you. You smile back. Even this small exchange feels warm and human. You continue walking until you reach another corner. At this corner, you see a small fruit stand. There are apples, oranges, bananas, and maybe some berries. They are arranged neatly in wooden boxes. The colors shine in the morning light: bright red apples, pale yellow bananas, and deep oranges. An older woman stands behind the fruit stand. She looks friendly. You walk closer, not to buy anything, but simply because the colors attract you. She looks at you kindly and says something in her own language. You smile and shake your head gently, not because you don't want fruit, but because you feel shy. She laughs softly and hands you a small grape. You take it politely and say, "Thank you." She smiles warmly, nodding. You walk away with the grape in your hand. Such a small moment, yet it feels meaningful. Your day is full of simple kindness. You eat the grape as you walk. Its sweetness fills your mouth. You feel grateful for this quiet morning. A few steps later, you come to a street that leads to a small hill. The path goes upward slowly, not too steep, but enough to make you breathe a little deeper. You decide to follow it. Step by step, you climb the hill. Your body feels more awake. Your heart beats a little faster, but not in a stressful way. It feels good, like a soft exercise. The English in your ears continues its gentle rhythm. Each sentence matches your breathing. Each word blends with your steps. As you climb higher, the view around you changes. The houses look smaller, the trees look taller, and the sky becomes wider. You finally reach the top of the hill. There is a small bench waiting there, facing a wide open space with a beautiful view of the city below. You walk slowly to the bench and sit down. The view is peaceful. You see rooftops, streets, trees, cars, and small people moving far below. Everything looks tiny from here, almost like a picture. The morning sun lights up the entire scene. You breathe deeply. The air feels amazing on top of the hill, fresh, cool, and a little stronger than before. You listen to the English in your headphones. You feel calm. You feel open. You feel ready to continue your gentle English journey. As you sit there, you think about how simple life can be. How a small walk, a warm piece of bread, a friendly smile, or a quiet bench can make a day feel meaningful. And how listening to English during these moments helps your learning become a natural part of your life. You don't rush. You don't worry. You don't try too hard. You simply sit, breathe, listen, and grow. After resting for a moment, you slowly stand up. You stretch your back and shoulders. You look at the view one more time, and then you begin walking down the other side of the hill. Your morning continues, and your English journey continues with it. You begin walking down the other side of the hill, your steps slow and steady. The path slopes gently downward, and each step feels easier than the climb up. The morning sun is now brighter, but still soft enough to feel comfortable on your skin. The air moves lightly around you, carrying the fresh smell of grass and earth. As you walk downhill, you notice the simple sounds around you. The wind moves through the tall grass. Birds fly above, their wings making small, soft noises. A distant dog barks once, then everything becomes quiet again. These calm sounds mix with the English in your ears, creating a peaceful morning melody that feels warm and balanced. Your mind stays relaxed. Your ears stay open. Your steps match the rhythm of the language. You continue along the path and reach a small wooden sign on the side of the trail. The sign shows an arrow pointing downward, and under the arrow are simple symbols: a bench, a tree, and a small lake. You smile softly. A lake sounds nice. A quiet place. A new moment to enjoy. You follow the path. A few minutes later, the trees around you become taller and closer together. Their branches form a light green roof above your head. Sunlight passes through the leaves, creating soft moving patterns on the ground. The air feels cooler here. You take a deeper breath. It feels refreshing. You walk and listen. You don't rush. Your body feels calm, and the English story becomes part of your walk. Soon, the sound of water reaches your ears. It is quiet at first,
Soft.
almost hidden behind the wind. But as you continue, the sound becomes clearer. You step out from the trees and see a small lake. The water is calm like a mirror. The surface shines with the light of the morning sun. A few ducks move across the water, leaving gentle lines behind them. On the far side, you see tall grass moving in the wind. It is a beautiful scene, simple and peaceful. You walk closer to the lake and sit on a wooden bench facing the water. The bench is old but strong. You place your hands on your knees and look at the water slowly. Everything feels still. The English in your ears continues softly. Your mind connects the language with the calm scene in front of you. In this quiet moment, you think about the morning so far, your gentle walk, the bakery, the hill, the trees, the fountain, the fruit stand. All these moments feel small, but together they make your day feel warm. And all of it happens while you listen to simple English. You sit on the bench for a few minutes. You breathe slowly. You watch the water move gently. You listen to the ducks making small sounds as they swim. You feel peaceful inside. After a moment, you stand up again. You take one last look at the lake and then return to the path. You walk along the edge of the lake, following the narrow dirt trail. Your feet move softly on the ground. The English words in your ears move gently in your mind. Everything feels connected: your body, your breath, the nature around you, and the language you are learning. As you continue walking, you notice a small wooden bridge crossing over a tiny stream that flows into the lake. You walk onto the bridge and stop in the middle. You lean slightly on the wooden railing and look down. The water flows quietly beneath you. You see small stones at the bottom. A leaf floats slowly on the water's surface. The stream makes a soft, soothing sound as it moves past the rocks. You listen. You breathe. You feel the moment. Your mind is open and peaceful, which helps the English in your ears sink deeper. The calm moments make language easier. You leave the bridge and follow the trail again. The trees become shorter as you move away from the lake. The path opens into a small meadow, a wide grassy area filled with wildflowers. Yellow flowers, white flowers, small purple ones too. They move gently in the wind. You walk through the meadow slowly. Your hands brush lightly against the soft, tall grass. You feel present. You feel calm. You feel awake. A butterfly circles near your hand, then flies away. You watch it go, smiling gently. The English story continues in your ears. Your brain feels relaxed and open. You understand more than before. Your listening becomes stronger without effort. You walk to the far side of the meadow, where a small wooden fence stands. Beyond the fence is another path, this one narrower, with flowers growing close to it. You step over the small opening in the fence and follow the new path. The path leads into a quieter area. No houses, no cars, only nature, only the sound of your footsteps and the soft English sentences in your ears. You follow the path for several minutes until it leads you to a wide open space at the edge of a neighborhood. The houses are simple and small. Their roofs shine in the morning sun. You can smell someone cooking something warm, maybe bread, maybe soup, maybe something sweet. The scent moves through the air and reaches you gently. You smile as you walk into the neighborhood. You pass a few small houses. A man is sweeping the front of his home. A woman is watering her flowers. A child sits on the steps eating a bowl of cereal. A cat sleeps on a sunny patch near a gate. These little scenes make the neighborhood feel warm and alive. You walk slowly through the street. You listen. You breathe. You observe. You continue your English journey step by step. At the end of the street, you see a small playground. There are swings, a slide, and a few benches. Two children play together, laughing loudly as they run. Their joyful sound fills the morning air. You stand for a moment near the fence and watch them. Their smiles feel pure and simple. You remember the feeling of childhood mornings, playful, easy, full of energy. You take a slow breath and keep walking. Your morning walk is not finished yet. Your learning is not finished either. You walk toward a path that leads back to the main part of the city, and as you step forward, the calm rhythm of the English story continues inside your ears, guiding you gently into the rest of your day. You continue walking through the quiet neighborhood, your steps slow and easy. The small playground stays behind you as you follow the path back toward the main street. The morning has become brighter now, and the sun warms your face gently. The air feels fresh, but no longer cold. Everything seems calm and almost familiar. You look around as you walk. You see a row of houses, each one a different color. One house is pale yellow, another is light blue, and the next one has soft green walls. Their windows reflect the sunlight like small mirrors. The street feels friendly, peaceful, a place where people live simple, warm lives. Your ears still follow the English story, and your mind remains open. The rhythm of the language blends with your steps, your breath, and the quiet sounds around you. A few meters ahead, you notice an older man sitting outside his house. He is sitting on a wooden chair, slowly drinking something warm from a mug. He looks relaxed, almost meditative. When he sees you walking, he lifts his head slightly and gives you a gentle smile. You smile back and continue your slow walk. As you move forward, you pass a house with an open window. Inside, soft music plays, maybe a piano, maybe a guitar. The melody is simple and beautiful. The sound drifts out into the street and mixes softly with the English in your ears. You feel a warm wave inside your chest. You walk a little farther and notice a woman sweeping her small porch. The broom moves gently back and forth. The woman wears a light scarf around her shoulders. She moves slowly, not in a hurry. Her calm movements match the slow rhythm of the morning. You reach a crossroads, a small intersection with 4 short streets. The stop sign is old, the paint a little faded, but everything still looks safe and quiet. You choose the street to the left. The sidewalk here is narrow, lined with short bushes and small flowers. Tiny white flowers grow close to the edge. You walk near them, careful not to step on any petals. The flowers smell faint, almost like fresh soap. A little cat comes out from under a parked car. It looks at you with curious eyes, then walks slowly across the street. Its tail moves like a small flag behind it. You watch it quietly for a moment before continuing forward. As you walk, you listen to the gentle English sentences in your ears. Your mind connects everything: the cat, the flowers, the warm sun, the quiet houses, with the language you hear. Learning feels natural, like a part of your morning. At the end of the street, you see a small grocery store. The sign above the door is simple. A few wooden boxes are placed outside with fruits and vegetables. Red tomatoes, green cucumbers, oranges, potatoes, everything looks fresh. You stop for a moment and look at the boxes. The colors stand out beautifully in the morning light. The smell of fruit and vegetables mixes with a soft breeze. You decide to step inside the store. The door opens with a quiet sound. Inside, the lights are soft and warm. There are shelves with bread, milk, rice, tea, and many small snacks. A few people walk between the aisles slowly, choosing what they need for the day. You walk toward the fruit section. You pick up an apple, feel its smooth skin, and place it in a small basket. Then you choose a banana. The simple act of selecting fruit feels grounding and peaceful. You walk toward the counter. The person at the register looks up and smiles. "Good morning," they say. You smile and answer, "Good morning." Their voice is soft, friendly. They scan the fruit and say the price. You pay quietly, then say, "Thank you." "You're welcome," the person replies with a kind expression. You step outside again, holding the small bag. The store door closes softly behind you. You continue walking along the street, eating your apple slowly. It tastes fresh, sweet, and simple. The moment feels real and pleasant. Your steps feel lighter now, energized by the small snack. As you walk, you pass a tall tree with long, soft branches. A few leaves fall gently in front of you. One leaf lands on your shoulder. You pick it up and look at it for a moment. Its shape, its lines, its delicate edges. Then you let it fall to the ground again. The street becomes quieter as you walk away from the grocery store. You hear your own footsteps. You hear a small bird hidden somewhere in the branches above. You hear the English in your headphones, steady and soft. Every part of your walk feels connected. Your breath, your steps, the morning light, the language you hear. You reach a point where the neighborhood begins to change. The houses become fewer. The street becomes wider. The sidewalk opens into a small path leading toward a quieter area of the town. You decide to follow the path. On your left, you see a wooden fence. Behind it, there is a small garden with vegetables growing neatly in rows. Tomatoes, peppers, green beans. A large watering can sits near the edge of the garden. You can almost imagine the smell of the fresh vegetables in the warm sun. On your right, there is a small field with soft grass. A group of birds peck at the ground, looking for food. When they see you, they move a little farther away, but not too far. They seem used to people walking by. The path continues straight ahead. Your steps match the slow rhythm of the English story. You feel at peace, comfortable, present in the moment. You look up and see a small wooden sign with an arrow pointing forward. It says Town Center in simple letters. You decide to continue toward the town center. The path begins to curve slightly. Trees line the sides. The leaves move gently in the wind. You hear the soft sound of a distant car. You hear faint voices somewhere far away. Little by little, you feel the world becoming more lively as you move closer to the town center. You follow the curve of the path. The trees start to open, and you see more houses again. You hear someone laughing. You hear a door closing. You hear the soft hum of morning traffic, and you keep walking. You continue walking along the path as the sounds of the town center grow a little clearer. The soft morning quiet slowly changes into a gentle, lively hum. You hear distant voices, the soft rolling sound of wheels on the street, the faint beep of a shop door opening. Nothing is loud. Everything is calm, just a little more awake than before. You follow the curve of the path until it becomes a wider sidewalk. The trees behind you create a green frame, and the small houses in front of you look warm in the sunlight. The roofs shine softly. The windows reflect the bright sky. The air feels slightly warmer as you walk toward the heart of the town. Your steps are slow. Your breathing is steady. Your ears stay with the English story, each sentence simple, smooth, and gentle. As you walk, you pass a bakery with a wide glass window. Inside, you see trays full of bread and pastries. A worker wearing a white apron places fresh bread on a shelf. Steam rises from the warm loaves. You can't smell the bread from this distance, but you can imagine the soft, delicious scent. People stand in line. waiting patiently. Some hold small baskets with treats inside. You continue walking, watching the scene for a moment. It feels cozy, the kind of morning that makes you feel safe. A few steps later, you reach a flower shop. Outside, colorful flowers are arranged in small pots. Bright red roses, soft yellow tulips, light purple lavender, white daisies with sunny yellow centers. The colors create a beautiful display. The air carries a gentle floral smell that feels fresh and pleasant. You stop for a moment to admire the flowers. A small bee moves slowly between the petals. You listen to the quiet sound of wings. You breathe in the soft scent. The moment feels peaceful. After a few more steps, you reach a small open square at the center of the town. The square is clean and wide. There are benches, a few trees, and small shops surrounding the area. People walk through the square at an easy pace, not fast, not rushed. In the middle of the square, there is a stone fountain. The water rises gently and falls in a soft dark. The sound is calming, similar to the fountain you saw earlier, but a little bigger and louder. Children throw small pebbles into the water, watching the ripples spread across the surface. You walk toward the fountain and stand there for a moment. You look at the water, at the soft lines of movement, at the light reflections dancing on the surface. You feel the quiet rhythm inside your chest. The English story continues in your ears, blending with the water's sound. Your mind feels open, comfortable, relaxed. You walk slowly around the fountain. A woman sits on a bench nearby, reading a book. A man ties his dog's leash to a metal stand while he buys something from a small kiosk. A group of teenagers stand together, talking softly. The town center feels alive but peaceful, like a gentle heartbeat. You leave the fountain and walk toward a narrow street leading out of the square. This street is lined with tiny cafes. Some have outdoor tables with colorful chairs. Small cups and plates sit on the tables, waiting for customers. You hear soft music coming from one cafe, maybe jazz, maybe something modern but slow. The smell of freshly made coffee drifts through the air.
Warm.
Inviting, comforting. You walk closer to one cafe. The door is open and a few people sit inside. A barista moves behind the counter, steaming milk and preparing drinks. The gentle sound of cups touching saucers mixes with the quiet background music. You stand near the doorway for a moment. You don't go in, not yet. You simply stand there, listening to the soft sounds, smelling the warm air, letting the moment touch you. Then you continue walking down the street. At the end of the cafe row, you see a small bookstore. The window displays a few books, some old, some new. A soft sign reads, "Open." The store looks cozy, almost magical. You feel curious, so you step inside. The door makes a gentle sound as it opens. Inside, the air feels warm and still. Shelves line the walls, full of books in many colors and sizes. A small reading corner sits near the back with a chair and a little lamp. You walk softly between the shelves. Your fingers touch the edges of a few books. The pages smell old and pleasant, like stories waiting to be discovered. You continue listening to the English story. Your steps match the slow rhythm of the voice. The quiet bookstore becomes part of your listening practice. Calm, simple, perfect for learning. You walk to a shelf filled with travel books. Pictures of mountains, oceans, forests, and cities cover the covers. You imagine yourself visiting those places one day, walking through new streets, hearing new sounds, using English to talk to new people. Your heart feels warm with possibility. You put the book back on the shelf and continue exploring the store. In another section, you see children's books with bright illustrations, simple words, big letters, easy stories. You smile. Learning starts small, and small is strong. You leave the bookstore quietly, closing the door behind you. The street outside feels a little busier now. People walk with their bags. A bicycle passes by. A delivery truck stops near a shop. Life moves gently around you. You start walking again toward the edge of the town center. You feel the day growing, warming, waking up. And you feel your English growing with it, slow, steady, natural. At the end of the street, you see a park entrance with a small sign that says Riverside Path. The idea sounds inviting, peaceful, and calm. You decide to follow it. You walk through the entrance, ready for the next part of your gentle morning journey. You step through the small wooden entrance and begin walking onto the riverside path. The moment you enter, the sounds of the town center soften behind you. The gentle noise of people, cars, and shops becomes distant, like a fading echo. Ahead of you, everything feels quieter, calmer, more peaceful. You follow the path as it curves slightly to the right. Tall trees stand on both sides, their branches hanging softly above the walkway. The leaves move gently in the breeze, making a soft whispering sound. The air feels cooler here, carrying the fresh smell of water and plants. You take a slow breath. It feels clean and refreshing. As you walk deeper onto the path, you hear the first soft sound of the river. Not loud, not strong, just a quiet, steady flow, like a long exhale. The gentle sound mixes naturally with the English in your ears. Step by step, you come closer to the river until you finally see it through the trees. The water moves slowly, like a long silver ribbon stretching across the land. Sunlight touches the surface, creating tiny sparkles that appear and disappear with each small movement. You walk toward the riverbank. There is a wooden railing that separates the path from the water. You place your hand on the railing. It feels smooth and a little warm from the morning sun. You look at the water. It moves quietly, carrying tiny leaves and bits of sunlight across its surface. A small bird flies low over the river, its wings barely touching the air. You follow it with your eyes until it disappears behind a tall group of reeds. You continue walking along the river. Your steps match the slow rhythm of the story in your ears. And something inside you feels even more relaxed than before. Nature has a way of calming the mind. And when the mind is calm, language enters easily. On your right, you see a bench facing the water. An older couple sits there. They sit very close to each other, not speaking, just enjoying the quiet morning. Their hands rest gently on their laps. The woman leans her head softly on the man's shoulder. You pass them silently, feeling a warm wave of peace. A few meters ahead, you notice a small wooden dock that stretches out over the water. It is empty, with no boats tied to it. The wood looks slightly old but strong. You decide to walk onto it. Your footsteps make a soft thumping sound on the wood. The dock rocks very gently, just a little, as the water touches its sides. You walk to the edge and look down. The water below is clear enough to see small fish moving slowly near the bottom. They swim in simple patterns forward, left, right, never in a hurry. You watch them for a few moments, feeling calm and grounded. The English words in your ears continue softly. You follow them without forcing yourself. Your brain absorbs them naturally, the same way the water reflects the sky. You step off the dock and return to the path. As you walk, you see two ducks near the water's edge. One duck dips its head under the surface and comes up shaking tiny drops of water everywhere. The other duck walks slowly on the grass, making small sounds. You smile at the scene and continue walking. You pass under a small metal bridge. The shadow covers you for a few seconds, making the air feel cooler. When you come out from under the bridge, the sunlight welcomes you again, warm and soft. The path becomes a little wider now. You see a few people walking, a man with headphones, a woman pushing a stroller, a young boy riding a small bicycle. Each person moves quietly, respecting the peaceful atmosphere of the riverside. You keep walking until you reach a place where the river curves. The curve creates a wider open area. Tall grass grows near the water. A few rocks stick out from the riverbank, half in the water, half outside. On one of the rocks sits a small turtle, slowly warming its shell in the sun. You watch the turtle for a moment. It moves only a little, lifting its head, looking around, then staying still again. You continue forward. Your feet move softly on the smooth path. Bird song comes from the trees above. The river hums quietly beside you, and the English story flows smoothly into your mind. You reach another bench and decide to sit for a minute. You place your small fruit bag beside you. A soft breeze touches your face. You look at the river, the grass, the sky. Everything feels simple, balanced, peaceful. You think about your mornings so far, the walk through the neighborhood, the small grocery store, the bakery, the hill, the lake, the meadow, the bookstore, and now this quiet riverside. Every moment has been gentle, soft, and full of natural English learning. You take a bite of the banana you bought earlier. The sweetness feels fresh in your mouth. You chew slowly, listening to the calm English in your ears. After resting for a moment, you stand up again and continue your walk. As you move farther along the path, you notice a small bridge crossing over the river. The bridge has metal sides and wooden steps. You walk toward it and begin climbing. Each step sounds soft under your feet. When you reach the top, you pause. From the bridge, you can see the river more clearly. It stretches far to the left and far to the right. The light on the water looks like tiny diamonds, shining softly with each wave. You lean on the railing and watch the water for a long, quiet moment. Your breath feels slow. Your mind feels open. Your body feels light. After a minute, you decide to continue walking. You step off the bridge and follow the path on the other side of the river. This part of the path is even quieter. Fewer people walk here. More trees grow close to the trail. Their branches form soft shadows on the ground. Your feet move gently. Your ears stay focused on the English sentences. Every moment feels natural and soft. You walk until you reach another sign. It points to a new direction. It says, Old Town, 10 minutes. You take a slow breath and smile. A walk to the old town sounds like a peaceful next step. So you follow the sign toward the quiet, historic part of the day. You begin walking toward the old town, following the sign with the arrow. The path becomes a little narrower now, but it still feels calm and safe. The river remains on your left, moving gently beside you like a quiet companion. On your right, tall trees stand close together, their leaves creating soft green shadows over the path. Your steps remain slow and steady. Your breathing stays calm, and the English in your ears continues with the same gentle rhythm. As you follow the path, you begin to notice small details that tell you the old town is near. The ground under your feet changes slightly from soft dirt to smooth stone. The air feels warmer and a little drier. The sounds of nature mix with distant human voices, like small echoes traveling from the old streets ahead. You continue forward. Soon, the path leads you through a stone archway. The stones are old, gray, and weathered. They look like they have been there for a long time, holding stories, memories, and the quiet passing of many footsteps. You walk under the arch and feel the cool shade for a few seconds before the sun greets you again on the other side. Now you are officially entering the old town. The streets here are different from the modern parts of the city. They are narrower. They are made of old cobblestones, each stone unique in shape and color. Your footsteps make a soft tapping sound as you walk. You look around slowly. The buildings are close together, tall and elegant in their own simple way. Many have wooden window frames painted in soft colors: blue, brown, white. The doors are old but beautifully made, with metal handles that look handmade. Flower pots sit outside many windows. Bright red flowers, soft pink ones, purple ones that hang gently over the edges. The old town feels warm, charming, full of character. You continue walking, listening to the English story that blends with the sounds of this quiet, historic place. On your left, you see a small shop with old wooden shelves visible through the window. The shelves hold handmade crafts, baskets, wooden toys, small clay cups. A woman stands inside, arranging items on a table. Her movements are slow and calm. You walk past the shop and enter a small square. This square is different from the one in the town center. It feels older, quieter, and more intimate. In the middle, there is a stone well. The well is covered with a wooden roof supported by 4 beams. A metal bucket hangs on a chain. You don't know if it still works, but it looks beautiful and full of history. A cat sleeps on top of the stone base, curled up like a small ball of fur. The sun shines on its back. It looks warm and content. You walk slowly around the well, admiring the old town's charm. You find a bench nearby and decide to sit for a moment. The bench is made of old wood, slightly worn, but strong. You sit down and place your hands on your lap. The air feels warm on your face. The gentle English in your ears fills the quiet space. As you sit there, you look around the square. A woman carries a basket of bread from one house to another. An older man pushes open a wooden door and walks slowly down the street. 2 children chase each other around the well, laughing quietly so they don't disturb anyone. Their small voices fill the morning air with innocence. You sit and watch for a moment. Everything feels calm, almost timeless. You take a slow breath. The smell of old stone, wood, and fresh bread mixes softly in the air. It feels warm and comforting. You stand up again and continue your walk. The street leads you deeper into the old town. The buildings become older. Some walls have small cracks. Some doors have faded paint. But everything looks beautiful, full of character and stories. You reach a small staircase made of stone. The steps are uneven but strong. You climb them slowly, listening to the English story as you go. At the top of the stairs, you reach a terrace that overlooks the river you walked beside earlier. You walk to the stone railing and look down. The river looks smaller from here, like a thin line of silver winding through the land. The trees along the riverbank look soft and green. The water sparkles gently in the sun. You breathe deeply, taking in the beautiful view. A soft breeze touches your face, carrying the smell of flowers from somewhere nearby. You feel peaceful, grounded, and fully present in the moment. You continue your walk down another street. This one is narrow and lined with small houses painted in gentle pastel colors, pale yellow, soft blue, light green. Each house has a wooden door with a small metal number on it. Some doors are open, letting warm sunlight inside. You hear soft voices from inside, people starting their day. A woman waters her plants in front of her house. She moves slowly, giving each plant a gentle moment of care. Water drips onto the stones, creating small dark spots that soon begin to dry in the sun. You continue walking until you reach a long, quiet alley. The alley is cool and shaded. The walls on both sides are tall, making the air feel different, colder, softer, like a hidden place untouched by noise. Your footsteps echo slightly as you walk through it. The English in your ears continues, steady and calm. Your mind feels open, absorbing each sentence. At the end of the alley, you step into another open space, a small garden. Not a public park, but a quiet community garden. There are wooden boxes filled with vegetables, small tomatoes, peppers, herbs growing in neat lines. A few people work in the garden, pulling weeds, watering plants, checking the soil. They move slowly, enjoying the simple work. You walk past the garden and follow a stone path that leads back toward the main street of the old town. As you approach the street, you hear the faint sound of a bell ringing. Not loud, not urgent, just a soft, old-fashioned bell, maybe from a small church nearby.
You follow the sound.
A few more steps bring you to a small stone chapel at the edge of the old town. It has a wooden door, simple but beautiful. A large tree stands beside it, its branches spreading wide and giving shade. You stand quietly for a moment, listening to the bell fade away. The morning is still soft. Your heart still feels calm. Your mind still follows the gentle English story. And your walk continues. You stand quietly in front of the small stone chapel, taking in the peaceful atmosphere around you. The tree beside the chapel moves gently in the soft wind. Its branches cast calming shadows across the old stone walls. For a moment, everything feels still, the kind of stillness that makes your heart feel open and warm. You take a slow breath as the last soft echo of the bell disappears into the air. The morning sun warms your face gently, and the scent of the nearby garden mixes with a quiet smell of old stone. You feel safe, grounded, and connected to the world around you. You begin walking again, following the narrow stone path that leads away from the chapel. Your footsteps echo lightly on the ground. The English in your ears continues with calm, simple sentences. Your mind feels relaxed, open, ready for every sound. As you walk, you enter a slightly wider street lined with houses on both sides. The houses here look older than the ones you passed before. Their walls are made of stone. Their roofs are covered with old red tiles. Some windows are open, letting warm light out into the morning air. Other windows have curtains gently moving with the breeze. A small dog lies on a doorstep, resting its head on its paws. When it sees you walk by, it lifts its head for a moment, then closes its eyes again. Its calm presence makes you smile. A few meters ahead, you reach a wooden door with a small metal sign. Handmade bakery. You can smell fresh bread coming from inside. Warm, comforting, inviting. The smell makes you remember the small bakery you visited earlier, but this one feels different. Older, smaller, more personal. You decide to step inside. The door makes a soft sound as you push it open. Inside, the bakery is warm and filled with the scent of freshly baked bread. Wooden shelves line the walls. On them are small loaves, round rolls, long pieces of bread, and simple pastries covered with a light dusting of sugar. An older woman stands behind the counter. Her face is kind and gentle. She looks up, meets your eyes, and smiles warmly. You smile back and walk slowly toward the counter. "Good morning," she says in a soft voice. "Good morning," you reply. She tilts her head kindly and asks, "Would you like something?" You look at the shelves for a moment. Everything looks warm, simple, and delicious. "I would like a small roll, please," you say. She nods, picks up a warm roll, and places it gently in a small paper bag. You pay, and she gives you another smile. "Enjoy your day," she says. "Thank you," you reply softly as you leave the bakery. You step outside and take a small bite. The bread is warm, soft, and full of flavor. You chew slowly, enjoying the taste and the moment. You continue walking down the stone street. The air feels a little warmer now. The sun is higher. The shadows are shorter. The old town slowly opens into a quieter area with fewer houses and more open space. You walk past a few small gardens, each one unique. One filled with roses, one with herbs, one with tall sunflowers that turn their faces toward the sun. You pass a wooden gate that leads to a small courtyard. Inside, a man waters his plants, while a child runs around with a wooden toy in hand. Their soft laughter fills the air like a warm melody. You follow the stone path until you reach another viewpoint, a long stone wall overlooking the river valley you walked beside earlier. You walk toward the wall and place your hands on the smooth surface. Below you, the river shines like a long, silver ribbon. The trees along the river look soft and green in the sunlight. The wind moves gently across the landscape. Everything feels connected: the river, the trees, the houses, the morning, the sky. You take another deep breath, letting the calmness enter your body. You stand there for a few quiet moments, simply looking at the world. The English in your ears continues softly, blending perfectly with the peaceful view. You continue your walk. The path leads you downward, back toward the more modern part of the town. As you walk, you hear familiar sounds again: distant traffic, soft voices, the opening of shop doors, the light ringing of a bicycle bell. Nothing is loud. Everything feels gentle. You follow the sidewalk as it curves past a row of shops. One shop sells handmade candles. Another sells small notebooks and pens. Another has a display of postcards with pictures of the old town and the river. You stop at the postcard shop for a moment. You look through the cards. Each picture reminds you of a moment from your walk: the fountain, the lake, the bridge, the flowers, the river, the old stone streets. You don't buy anything. You simply enjoy looking. You continue walking and soon return to the quieter neighborhood streets. The houses here feel familiar, maybe the same ones you passed earlier in the morning. A few people walk their dogs. A couple sits on a bench talking softly. A delivery driver carries a box to someone's door. Life moves slowly, gently, calmly. You return to the small park near the beginning of your walk. The swings move slightly in the wind. The trees create soft shadows on the grass. A few children sit on the ground, drawing pictures with colorful chalk. You walk to the same bench you sat on earlier. It feels familiar, almost welcoming. You sit down slowly and rest your hands on your lap. The air around you feels warm and peaceful. The English in your ears is almost at the end of the story. You take a slow breath and look around one more time. The morning has passed gently. You walked through quiet streets, peaceful parks, the riverside path, the old town, and back again. You listened to simple English the whole time, and your mind absorbed every little detail. You feel calm. You feel relaxed. You feel proud. You have spent this whole journey learning English naturally, through walking, breathing, noticing the world, and listening to gentle stories. This is how real learning happens. Slowly, quietly, softly, but strongly. You take one last deep breath, letting the warm air fill your lungs. You feel ready for the rest of your day. You feel strong. You feel steady. You feel connected to your English journey. The story ends here, but your learning continues with every moment you choose to listen. Thank you so much for spending this gentle hour with me. You walked through a peaceful morning, step by step, while listening to simple English. Every moment you spent here helped your mind grow. Every sentence you heard made your listening stronger. Every calm breath helped the language enter a little deeper. Remember this: you don't need pressure to learn. You don't need a teacher beside you every day. You don't need perfect grammar or fast speaking. You only need moments like this, slow, natural moments where English can become part of your life. If you enjoyed this story, stay with us for the next one. Here at English Listening Practice Hub, every time you listen, learning becomes easier. Keep going, keep listening, and keep believing in your journey.